Well, today we bid a farewell to a stalwart of journalism, someone who has graced our screens for over 3 decades with an unwavering dedication, sharp intellect, and boundless passion for truth. As one of our anchors and reporters, Patricia Villone has guided us through the landscape of local politics, delving deep into environmental issues and stories that shape our county and world. Her commitment to journalism and its excellence has inspired us all. As we bid her farewell, let's take a glimpse back at some of her body of work.
Good evening, I'm Patricia Villone with a CTV News update. Well, if you are heading to the airport this Memorial Day weekend, the snow may have ended, but the cold weather is here to stay a while. Good evening, this is CTV News. I'm Patricia Villone. Thank you for joining us. We begin tonight in Upper Marlboro. Multiple road closures bring traffic to a halt in several parts of the county. From Annapolis, I'm Patricia Villone, CTV News. I'm standing inside the beautiful rotunda, the tallest and most central part of the nation's capital. Today, in this time of restorative justice, Lakeland is looking for something very basic: recognition. And that all starts with recognizing and honoring the history of the community, starting with the town's first African-American mayor. This Japanese white pine is the oldest bonsai in the museum. It's been around since 1625. It actually survived the atomic bomb at Hiroshima in 1945, and 30 years later, it was offered as a special gift to the U.S. Patrice Gribble-Fetter wants the public's help in saving monarch butterflies. The park naturalist at Old Maryland Farm teaches adults and children about the life cycle of the insect, from caterpillar to the chrysalis stage, to the day when the beautiful monarch emerges. In order to understand the changes taking place, we have to stop thinking of trash as just trash. We have to start thinking of it as a commodity. Because it's trash, it's making some people rich and causing havoc for local governments. Inside the furnace room, the air is thick with remnants of the steel industry. In fact, if you lean or touch anything in this room, chances are you'll be covered in its dust. Mix a breath of hot air with some intense heat, and you can begin to see how this glass starts to take shape. This is Madonna. She was purchased and already had a name, but the rest of the alpacas here on this farm in Upper Marlboro were given names after cities around the world. So have you ever heard of a foxy?
Yeah, that's right. Well, the tail was, back and forth,
Dave's laughing the whole time. That's CTV News for now. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great night. Well, that's your CTV News update for now. I'm Patricia Villone. Have a great evening.
Well done. Well, you've been here since the late 80s. Talk about your time here, your favorite stories you've done. Oh, gosh, by far there's one, and I posted something recently on Facebook that is by far my favorite story of all time. Nothing even comes close, and that's the grand opening of the National Museum of the American Indian, and it was a phenomenal series we got to put together. There were about more than 15,000 people, 400 tribes from across the Americas. So we got to interview the Mapuche from Chile, the Aztecs from Mexico, hear about the cosmology of the different tribes and their thoughts about that. So it was something that really touched me. So your favorite beat, I'm guessing, was environmental issues. That one of them. Talk about that a little bit. Oh, well, prior to actually anchoring on the news, I used to do a weekly green report, environmental report, kind of before it became a thing, just to get people interested in it a little bit. I've done so many reports on that, so many different angles. Climate change came to be a thing long after I had started with that. So Dave Goldman and I went to Florida during a fellowship that I had there, and we also went and did fracking, learned about fracking in Ohio. So many different aspects of that, and also the legislature I'd covered since former Governor Schaefer's last year, which would have been 1993, so way back, way back. Watched the legislature change members many, many times in there. So talk about what's next. Retiring to the farm or what? Yeah, we do have a family farm, and I will be there a lot, I'm sure. But I am moving on in public affairs to the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission. So it's been a long, wonderful journey here. And, just a shout out to the CTV staff. I've grown tenfold since I've been here. In particular, the people I've worked with the longest, over 3 decades, and that will be our former news director, Curtis Crutchfield, Robert Berry, and the one I've worked with the longest, our chief photographer, R.L. Laughlin. 37 years we worked together, so a long time. Well, congratulations. Thank you. All right. Thank you so much. Okay.